Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Parker. I work in marketing here at Coseer, and I'm sitting with Praful, one of our founders. We're here today to talk about what Coseer is and why exactly it's been so transformational for business. And we're going to do all of this in plain English because AI is hard enough to explain simply, right?
Absolutely. And yes, we'll try to stick to English. But thanks for everyone for your time. The uniqueness of Coseer is that it's an AI that can answer questions just like humans would from any data. So it returns the specific knowledge that you're looking for rather than documents or links. And we've been using this capability to massively speed up work for our enterprise customers. So before we dive into the details, though, I want to point out that if you're more interested in specific demos or specific videos, there are links pasted below on the YouTube or Coseer page that you're seeing this on. We also will go through a basic demo towards the end, though.
Great. So, Praful, the main reason that the world needs Coseer is that it can be almost impossible to get answers to our questions. And we've all gone through this, myself included. For example, let's say you're a scientist at a pharma company working hard on an FDA report. You are looking for some comparative data that you know you've read before, but you don't remember the title or author. You know you have to choose the right keywords and filters, which is practically impossible if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. And even if you do get lucky and you find that magic combo, you have to read through these huge documents looking for just a tiny nugget of information.
Well, Lindsay, if I am that scientist, I'd be frustrated. I wasn't in the lab actually working on medicine. I mean, it's amazing what we have all put up with for so many years because there wasn't anything better. Not just pharma, just pick any sector. In today's day and age, how do people live with search tools that only find half the answers? Now, there are lots of people working on this problem, and many of them using traditional methods like deep learning.
And that's an important point because when we say AI, most people assume we're talking about deep learning. What we've actually found is that it's not the best solution for enterprise problems. Deep learning works really great as long as there is lots of organized, tagged, and annotated data, and that's a huge obstacle. Not everyone has enough data to make it work, and even those that do end up spending a fortune on subject matter experts prepping data before anything meaningful pops out.
That's exactly right. The truth is that outside of few companies like Google, Apple, or Facebook, nobody has that kind of data for their use cases or that kind of resources to be able to prepare that data for training.
But with Coseer, you don't need to be a Facebook or a Google. You can actually get quality answers fast, even with a small amount of messy real world data.
That's right. So through natural language search, anyone can get quality answers from an AI. So our analysis is doing amazing things for pharma, consulting, finance, even industrials. You pick a sector. I mean, I'll quote a customer of ours who said that his team was able to do more in one day than what they could have done in a week before Coseer. That's just gratifying.
Yeah, that's a great quote. And now that type of acceleration is possible for anyone because of what we're calling point and shoot AI. Now, the headlines here are exactly what we've been talking about. It's simple and it works. So instead of messing around with data prep, you just point at the data you're interested in and shoot. And it can be in any format. It does not need any kind of prep or tagging upfront, which means you can get started practically immediately. And at the end of the day, you get a fully functional advanced AI in as little as 4 weeks, compared with something like 6 months to even 2 years using other methods.
Exactly. And that simplicity leads to many other advantages. Accuracy is one, ROI, security. I
So
can go on. Sorry.
Be- Sorry, before you move on, let's spend some time here. So I know a lot of people who would roll their eyes at that 95% accuracy figure, and I don't think too many would claim positive ROI on an AI project.
Yeah, that's understandable. What we mean here is that Coseer is able to find the actual answer based on the intent of the question 95% of the time. And there's reasons for that. Point and shoot lets us iterate many times. So it's very important. As you know, in AI, the more you iterate, the more you learn, the better the output is. So you actually are getting reliable answers. And the rest is just math. As you know, in point and shoot, within 4 to 12 weeks, without spending on an army of subject matter experts, you can get the AI trained, and then you get amazing answers. So it just follows that the ROI is staggering.
That makes sense. I think you were about to talk about trust, which is becoming more important all the time. So what would you say in response to that perception out there that AI companies are just going to take your data, use it to train their models, and then turn around and use that same model at your competitor?
That's a real problem. Whereas we take our clients' trust very seriously, data security is fundamental to our customers who need to protect their data and don't want any chance of it getting out to competitors or worse in the public domain. I mean, they have customer data and their own consumer data, right? This is why each Coseer solution is unique. It is deployed in their firewalls, and no customer data or any model, any derivative out of that data ever leaves that firewall. It's all self-contained. That's why we are promising 100% security. Again, going back to point and shoot. So I think Lindsay, we've been talking about it. Let me show you an example of how all this is going to work. In keeping with our data policy, I'm going to show you a demo, guys, which is based on basically about 70 or 80 documents from the public domain. But let's say you had a corpus like that. And what we did, again, another point and shoot is basically took 70 or 80 documents and just kind of uploaded it. There was no further training or anything over here. And let's say we started to ask questions, right? So a simple question like, will AI cause unemployment? Top of mind for a lot of people. The way our search works now is you can see that, you're getting a lot of results. And sometimes people say, what's the big deal? The big deal is that the search has happened on this side, on the snippets, rather than the documents. And so if you click on the first snippet, you're getting to this graph, and the machine figured out these 70, 80 documents, the machine figured out that this is the graph you need to look at for your answer, which was about AI and unemployment. The cool thing is that unemployment is not even there. This word unemployment is not even there in the document. So you can see that it has matched the intent. It has pointed to page number 3 directly. And again, on a 5-page document, maybe it's not a big deal, but you're talking about healthcare and pharma and finance sectors where the documents are actually 500 pages long often, and you get the exact snippet. Many times we take the snippet and the image out and place it over here, and that's the whole idea about speeding it up. You got to your answer immediately without opening all the documents and trying to search for your relevant answers in there. So what's happening in the backend? So let me ask another question of it to kind of illustrate that point. I'm just asking NLP, and these are documents related to NLP and AI, as you can imagine. What's happening in the backend is that as Coseer is learning through the corpus, or as it is kind of ingesting everything in, it automatically connected NLP to obviously NLP and natural language processing. It also made this connection automatically to natural language understanding. And as you know, that NLP and NLU are so well connected. There's some noise which will go away. If there was like thousands of documents, these kind of noises would have gone away. But the point is, here is a search that gets you answers based on your intent. 95% of time, you can just point and shoot and ingest everything in there. It's all contained within your firewall. And obviously, everything just adds up to a great ROI.
Thanks, Praful. So yeah, that makes sense. All of this is starting to crystallize, and I can really see why NLS can be such a game changer for business. So let me summarize so far. With Coseer, AI is easy because point and shoot allows for any data to be input, understood, and utilized without cleaning or tweaking beforehand. And because it is based on natural language search, it really truly understands the data and intent behind user questions, regardless of things like keywords. So it can complete tasks and learn from interactions much like a human would. And all of this comes with high accuracy, almost immediate ROI, and total security.
Right. So all said, here is our vision. We want computers to handle all of that so that humans can focus on creativity and innovation and exercising their judgment, things that truly make us human.
I can certainly get behind that. Now, as a reminder, if you are interested in more in-depth demos or specific use cases, there are several listed on the page below. And if anyone listening is thinking to themselves that they might like to learn more, we do encourage you to set up a call with us and use the code Coseer Story to speak directly to Profel when scheduling that demo.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your
Yep.
time.
Thank you for your time.